Welcome to the latest printed press. And today we have a very special program, one definitely for the ladies and the men too. We're going to be talking about beauty care during quarantine times. And today I'm very happy to have Yasemin Shenyil, who is the CEO of Shen's Beauty and Dermatologica expert skin therapist, and also the TCC UK representative. So she's going to be joining us in a moment. Hello, Yeshim. How are you?
Hello there. I'm good, thank you. You?
Yeah, not too bad. Right, Dermalogica. I didn't
That's
pronounce that
correct.
correctly.
That's perfect.
Dermalogica expert and you're a skin therapist,
That's correct.
and you're also the CEO of Shen's Beauty,
Yeah,
and you also, very busy lady, you are the TCC UK representative as well, that fabulous group.
I am. Yes.
I love it. It makes my day, honestly, seeing the
Oh, that's
comments on.
good.
But more importantly, today we're going to be talking about beauty care, specifically during quarantine times as well, which is, going to be very useful to the ladies and gentlemen out there. But before we begin with that, could you tell our public a little bit about how you got into the beauty industry?
Sure. So I started from quite a young age, my interest in beauty. My auntie was a hairstylist and she also did a nail technician course. So I kind of followed in my auntie's footsteps, really. I was always her model and her case studies whenever she needed anyone. And I used to attend the beauty exhibition before I actually became a beauty therapist. Thereafter, I left school. Once I left school, I attended college. So I attended Harlow College. At the age of 16, I did a new course at the time. It was called a BTEC National Diploma in Beauty Therapy Sciences. And with that, it kind of involved anatomy and physiology. So there was science behind it. And we also had business studies. So with business studies, it was how to set up your own business as well. So it was quite useful. So I did that for 2 years. I came out with a triple distinction grade.
Oh, God.
And then I know, very much hard work though,
Yeah,
not gonna
I'm sure
lie.
it is.
There was a lot of assignments, a lot of practical assessments as well. And then a year after, the following year, shall I say, I did a level 2 in hairdressing. So I qualified as a hairstylist as well. But I actually took to the beauty side a lot more. So once I actually left college, I did have enough UCAS points to go to university, but I decided I just wanted to get out there really and gain my experience. So I worked in 2 salons and both of them just taught me great experiences. I kind of utilised that. And then an opportunity came and it was to actually rent an accommodation. And I then set up my own business. So age 19, Shen's Beauty Salon was born.
That's fantastic. That's amazing. That's very inspiring for our youngsters out there that at such a young age you were able to set up your own business. It's
Yeah,
very
I mean, I
good.
was very fortunate that actually it was inheritance money left by my late grandmother and my grandfather. So I just decided to actually just put it towards my career. So something that I'm going to sort of benefit from. But it was actually an open plan. So where the salon was an open plan, it was like a project. We had to put the partition in and create the treatment rooms. So that started in 2008. I was there for 5 years. And then due to personal circumstances, we've got an elderly grandfather at home and my mum, I actually decided to move my business to my home salon. So now I operate from home and I have 2 treatment rooms at home.
That's brilliant. So really, during the quarantine times, we were talking about this yesterday when we were doing our practice run. Although obviously you miss your clients,
I do, yeah.
you're used to a home environment. So really, your expertise specifically for quarantine is very worthwhile for our program today as well. We've got comments coming in already. Before we begin with our tips, we've got Jill Liman. Saying excellent, very proud Taser here.
And that's my
Oh, that's
Daisy that I just mentioned, my auntie, yeah.
Oh, that's lovely. So the first thing I'm going to ask, obviously, because you are a skin therapist, we're going to ask about skin during the quarantine times. What routines must we follow, specifically with exfoliating, breakouts, and acne? What advice would you give to people out there?
So what I would always suggest is actually to have a double cleansing routine. So you don't cleanse your skin once. With Dermalogica, we suggest that you actually double cleanse your skin. So the first cleanse is a very superficial cleanse. So it gets rid of makeup, pollutants, any sort of oils on the skin. And then you go in with a second one, which is more of a deeper cleanse. And with your deeper cleanse, it's more specific to your skin type. So it will be a cleanser that's more suited to your skin type. But definitely using soap is a big no-no because it changes the pH levels of your skin. So you want to be using a cleanser, a cleansing product.
Oh, okay, because I use soap all the time, so that dries it out, does it?
That's what I've got. It does cause very tight skin. You'll probably find that your skin's very flaky from using soap.
Yes,
and that will be the reason why. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I have to, right, okay, so I have to use a cleanser is what you're saying.
Cleanser. I mean, there is a cleanser which is called special cleansing gel, and it just acts just like a soap. So if you like, because most people say to me that the reason why they like soap is because it lavers up really well. So this particular product actually foams up, so it gives you the effect that you're kind of using a soap but without the harsh effects of it.
Yeah. Okay. God, we've got some loads of comments. Yes, Shim coming in. Who's saying a beautiful person inside and out, lots of love. Aqua saying women in business, amazing work. Yes, Shim. Yes, I mean that is really good. That's why we were saying that it should definitely be mentioned at the beginning of the program. The fact that at such a young age you braved it and you took, people can get inheritances and go and buy a car or something, but you actually invested. That's really, really inspiring. Yilsen, how often would you have a deep cleanse? What would you say to that?
Okay, so what I would say is ideally you want to be cleansing your skin twice in the morning and twice in the evening. I know it does seem like a lot, but it does give you a thorough cleanse and it doesn't really take long to do. You can actually do it in the shower as well. So if you're going to be just generally just having a shower, it really takes no time at all, just literally because it's proven that we clean our skin for about 30 seconds. So that's not very long at all. So if you're doing it twice, you're guaranteeing that everything's going to be really nice and clean for you. So you've got a nice fresh canvas to apply your makeup on as well if you're a lady.
Yeah, and this will help with breakouts and acne?
Yes, definitely. But with actually, obviously, because it will help to clear the skin, so you'll get rid of any excess oil. Normally, it's oil production that will cause acne onto the skin. But there's a difference between teen acne and adult acne. With teens, obviously, they're going through puberty. So with them, they will have more oil onto their skin. Whereas with adult acne, they're seeing the signs of aging. So their skin will be more drier. So they will have that problem to kind of deal with at the same time. Yeah. But with acne, what I would recommend is to exfoliate. So I can actually use an exfoliating product that will have an AHA in it. So it's called an alpha hydroxy acid. And also a product also, I mean, most exfoliants will have them. I know Dermalogica does. So with Dermalogica, we've got the daily microfoliant, which is a really basic product that you can kind of use. It's like a daily one, so you can use it every single day. It's gentle enough to use on your skin. But some of them you'd actually be using 2 to 3 times a week. So it just depends on the actual product, really, as to the usage wise.
Okay, so you've got to read the instructions. That's very important.
You do, yeah, definitely.
Because I don't ever look at the instructions. I think I need to do that, really. Otherwise,
it will actually tell you in the leaflet. It will say to you. But normally what happens is with Dermalogica, your skincare therapist will actually prescribe you your products. So it will be very bespoke treatment. You will actually have a prescription sheet and it will be actually prescribed on there. So they will tell you as to how many times a week you can use that with your home care advice.
Okay, lots of comments coming in. So before we go on to the next question, Nadia is saying, very proud of my cousin. She has achieved so much at such a young age, a very professional beautician and businesswoman, so good with her customers and takes the time to make sure she's doing what's best for you. And I think that's important, isn't it? As a therapist, as a beauty therapist, to actually give time to people. You're not only making them look good, but you're making them feel good. So I think that's a really good.
Yeah, definitely.
Tabia saying yes, cleanser. Well done, Yasmin. Love you lots. Kemal's put hello. What's the best way to get rid of blackheads? They've gotten worse since quarantine. So, what advice would you give to Kemal?
So again, exfoliating would be quite ideal. So by exfoliating, you're actually clearing the pores. I wouldn't actually recommend you to try and take them out yourself because you can cause scarring. But what I would recommend is once quarantine is over, if you can get yourself down to a skincare salon and actually have a therapist do extractions for you. So there are specific products that will actually help to lift out the actual blackheads itself with steaming as well, combined with a steamer. So the steam will actually open the pores. And we can then extract it for you during treatments. But if you want to treat it at home, you can actually use a face mask as well. So we have a particular face mask that you can use, which is, let me just actually, I have got it here beside me. I'll just have a look.
Okay, yeah, definitely. And while you're looking, more comments. Emina Osman, well done. Yes, Shin, proud of you. Great tips as ever. Shin is saying, is there a special cleansing product we can use? So they're asking for the products, but you're going to actually go through the products, aren't you? Proud of you, Yasmin. All the comments are all really positive comments there.
Lovely. So what we do have here is a charcoal rescue mask, and charcoal's really, really good for your skin. It's got a key ingredient in it called niacinamide, and niacinamide is actually really good for acneic skin as well. So if you're suffering with acne, because acne is kind of graded from level 1 right the way through to level 4. So even if you have a blackhead, that is graded as level 1. So that's the start of it, and it just goes throughout. It's very low grade, but it's still graded. So with actually using a mask, this one actually just purifies your skin. It's like a detoxifying effect. So just taking care of your skin in general will actually prevent the problems of blackheads as well. So exfoliating, number 1, cleansing, which I've already mentioned, and using a skin-specific mask as well.
Okay, I think you've probably answered this, but there is a product on the market that sucks your skin and removes blackheads. Would you recommend this? Have you heard of that?
Well, actually, I do a treatment called microdermabrasion. So with microdermabrasion, it's using crystals. Crystals exfoliate the skin. So what they do is it's like a vacuum. It is like a vacuum suction. It's really effective in removing blackheads. So a treatment like that would be quite ideal. Because you haven't got that discomfort. So when a therapist does it manually, we do have to apply slight pressure to the area. So you will feel slight discomfort, but we will try and do it as, put you at ease as much as we can.
Okay, but that's obviously after quarantine, really, because that's quite a complicated procedure.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, so for now at home, like I said, just making sure you're really cleansing your skin, using an exfoliant and a mask where you can. Just, if you have got spare time, just pop on a face mask for 10-15 minutes and just leave it on, and you'll see the benefits of it.
Yeah, before we move on to the next thing, so we're going to go on to waxing in a minute. One other person, Yilshen, has said, is a facial beneficial?
Definitely, because it kind of is like a maintenance treatment. So we have a set of professional products. So you will have retail products that you will use, but we will have professional strength products, and they can't be sold to the public, only to trained professionals. So they will really amp up the treatments. So in terms of exfoliation, we can go up a lot higher, almost to a peel standard as well. So depending on what your skin needs, it'll be a lot more different. So regular facials just really keep your skin in a good kind of healthy kind of state, really. So I'd recommend it for about, I'd say monthly if you can, but every 4 to 6 weeks you'll see a difference within your skin.
Oh, okay. So I'll be doing that then. Yes, definitely. I don't really do any of that, so I should really. Right, waxing. This is one personal to me as well. How can we ensure we keep this under control?
So during quarantine, actually, I've had clients message me, and do you know what? I salute you all if you've managed to actually lay off and not use home removal remedies techniques, because I know how difficult it is allowing it to grow. So for anyone that hasn't touched them and they're waiting for their salons to open, you're amazing for actually waiting to do so. But for those of you that just really feel like you can't wait, just to say, if you are using a home removal method, I wouldn't recommend you attempt waxing at all at home, because waxing is quite a skilled treatment, and also you need to stretch the skin. So if you are having especially intimate waxing, the area needs to be quite tight. So you need the therapist to hold the area as well as the client. If you are kind of doing it and you're inexperienced, it can cause bruising and a whole host of problems as well.
Yeah, so we have to be careful with that. But if you need to, maybe you can do it once or twice, but not too many times with the home removal, because that's obviously going to make the hairs a lot stronger, isn't it? So you would say hold out.
If you can hold out, hold out.
I'm
However,
trying.
yeah, if you are, if you do resort to shaving, what I will say is it will actually just blunt cut the hairs. So you will feel like it's growing back quicker, but it's only because it cuts it from the surface of the skin. Whereas with waxing and threading that I do, it actually takes it out from the root of the hair follicle. So that's why, because till it goes through the hair growth cycle, it's taking a lot longer for it to actually grow through. So if you notice it growing quicker, it's not that it's increased its hair growth, it's just that it's cut it from the surface of the skin.
Okay, that's reassuring at least that, you have all these sort of theories that you're going to get more hairy. It's not so much that, it's just it's growing quicker because of the way.
Yeah, it is. And also with regards to waxing, ingrowing hairs, I know that can be a problem. So if you're experiencing ingrowing hairs, again, it can be due to shaving techniques if you've resorted to shaving, or even if you've had waxing done for a long period of time, you'll find that the hairs are quite fine, so it will struggle to push through to the surface of the skin. So with that, again, you'll need to use a body exfoliator. So when you're in the shower, just use like a scrub, and that will just actually lift off the skin that's actually protecting the hairs underneath it, and actually really help with that issue there.
Kamala said, thank you, Yeshin, my cousin. Did Microdermabrasion on me last year, and my skin was amazing. Definitely recommend to anyone who's thought about having it done. What's that? Microdermabrasion?
Microdermabrasion. That's the
Microdermabrasion. Okay, what's that?
So microdermabrasion is actually a machine facial, and it's got crystals in it. And the crystals actually, when you turn on the machine, it kind of does a really deeper facial. So it actually gets through to the deeper layers of the skin by means of deeper exfoliation. So it kind of polishes your skin. It gives it like a polished effect. But whatever products you kind of use onto your skin, it sits a lot more better after that treatment. So even after one treatment, you'll find that the results are very effective.
Gosh, I'm learning a lot of stuff. I tell you, I need to come to your salon and do all of these things. It all sounds fabulous. Mehdi Ismet has said, hello, Mehdi Ismet. He said, any advice for men? We're going to be going into advice for men a little bit later, aren't we? So definitely, yes, we will be.
I'd just like to say, with regards to men, all products are unisex. So with regards to skincare, everything I say, it does apply to men as well. So there's no reason why men can't be moisturizing their skin, cleansing their skin as well, because I understand that male grooming is just as popular these days as well. And, it's not all about us ladies looking good. It's about the men looking, fantastic and feeling great as well.
Of course, definitely, especially with facials. Certainly, I mean, men should get that done anyway, because we're going to talk about shaving specifically as well a little bit later. Nail refills. Now, this is one that a lot of people have been asking me. What would you suggest with the nail refills and what to do with our nails?
So first of all, obviously, it depends on what you've had done. Assuming you've had a gel polish done, with gel polish, obviously, you are going to get a regrowth. So with the regrowth, I know how annoying it can be when you need it to be done, because it catches in your hair and everywhere. So what I would firstly say is, if you're trying to, obviously, because you can't wait for the salons to open because it's very uncertain as to when it's going to open. The first thing I would say is to actually it's okay to cut down your nails. So actually just use a nail clipper, cut down your nails, reduce the length of them, because if they're far too long, you're going to catch them and it's going to cause, it can cause the more nail damage to the nail plate. So that would be the first thing I would say. The second thing would be to actually, if you wanted to try and infill it yourself, you would obviously, you can't with the gel polish, but using nail polish you could do. Just to kind of prolong the life of it, you could actually just use a nail buffer. So if you have a nail buffer or even a nail file, I'm just trying to find it. Okay, so if you've got like a nail buffer like this, maybe you might have one hanging around at home, or even a nail file, you could just literally just buff over it slightly, just to get rid of any kind of harsh edges. So where it feels a little bit rough, it will just take the edge off it a little bit, but not too much. You're just going over the gel polish, and then you could actually put a colour over the top of it and a top coat. Obviously, it's not gonna, it's not gonna be the same, because if it needs to be removed, it needs to be removed. But it can just prolong it a little bit. But if it needs to come off, then you can use a gel remover. But if you don't have a gel remover, you could use acetone remover. Now, I've got like a nail pad here. I don't know whether you can see it because the foil is quite shiny, but there is a nail pad on there. And
Okay.
with that nail pad, you actually use the buffer to just break down the seal of your gel. So whether you cut it down or whether you break down the seal, you will then actually add some solution to the nail pad, and then you will wrap it up in foil. So you'll wrap it up tightly and soak it for about 10 to 15 minutes. Allow that to break through. Once that's broken through, you can then use an orange stick, and it should just sort of pull away from the nail pad. Without, do not pick them, because if you do pick them, it will cause damage.
Well, yeah, I did that, and it's really damaged my nails. I actually picked all the, because I had a shellac on my nails. I just picked them off, and my nails got, I mean, they didn't, I mean, because my natural nails are quite long and they're quite strong. It didn't break them, but definitely, you know, like the middle part here, it's gotten weak.
So what you would need is cuticle oil. So I suggest that you'd apply cuticle oil onto them to actually just bring some nourishment back to the nails.
Yeah, we're getting lots of comments again. Skincare is vital at all times. I've always been into my skincare since a young age. Yeah, so it's very, very important to look after your skin. Yields sent us, but is shaving recommended? When we were talking about the waxing, I mean, would you actually recommend that we do it once or twice while we're in quarantine?
Ideally, obviously, you don't want to interfere. If you can hold out, I would recommend for you to hold out. I know it's very difficult, and if you can hold out, then obviously you're not going to be interfering with your sort of waxing routine, because you'll have a routine with your therapist. So if you can hold out, and you know the weather's not, you know, it is starting to get better, but if you can hide it in trousers and stuff, then it is, you know, it will be ideal. But obviously it's down to each person. Yeah,
I'm trying to do that. I must admit, I'm trying to just, you know, what can I say? For better and for worse, my husband's just going to have to be being a bit more.
I know. I think after being married for a long while, you kind of think.
What can I say? I mean, what can you do for better and for worse? So there you go.
I know, exactly.
Thank you. We're going to be giving those techniques for men in just a moment. We've just got a few more points, and we're going to go on to that. Najia is saying dermatological microfoliant grains is the best skin wash ever. Leaves your skin feeling amazing.
Yes, that is very true. It's one of Dermalogica's best sellers, actually. It's won awards. It's an award-winning product. I think I did mention it earlier. So Daily Microfoliant is actually a rice bran extract, and it contains rice bran, which actually brightens your skin. So if you really want a pick-me-up product and you love exfoliating, it's actually acceptable to kind of use this product every single day.
Okay. We're going to now move on to hair.
Okay.
We've got extensions. How do we maintain the extensions? And also, how can we take care of our scalps? And I remember yesterday we were talking about this when we were preparing for the program. You said something about certain pillows as well. So would we be able to just cover that quickly? So first of all, hair extensions. What would you recommend?
So, with hair extensions, I'm aware of myself, so I completely understand. Where the hair extensions are probably, if you're due for your appointment, you'll find that they've actually moved down because there's a regrowth there. So what I would say is, if you're using any heat appliances, so if you're using hair straighteners, or if you're trying to curl your hair, just be very mindful of the bonds, because if it touches it, you will actually lose your bonds. So you need to be a little bit careful regarding that. Also, it depends on what system you have, but it still applies the same. If you had a weave as well, you'll need to ensure that you're kind of brushing it thoroughly. So really get in between your hair, so you're avoiding matting until you get back to your hairstylist and hair extensionist.
Okay.
Also, with if you're actually in the shower, we kind of say with conditioners to only apply it to mid-lengths and ends. But if your hair has really grown out, you need to be, again, quite mindful when you're applying your conditioner. If you apply conditioner onto the bonds, it will actually slide it out, so it will come out a lot more quicker as well.
Okay.
And then the pillow, which I mentioned, is literally, it's kind of managing your hair before you go to bed. So you could always, to avoid matting, you could actually braid your hair loosely and then go to bed. But on the controversy, you could actually have a silk pillow. So a silk pillow is much better for your hair because it avoids friction. So you don't get friction, and it's just a lot more kinder. So it doesn't cause split ends or any flyaways as well.
Okay, yeah, definitely. And what would you advise for the scalp to keep the scalp healthy?
So I myself suffer with dermatitis on my scalp. I know when I'm
Mm,
stressed, it occurs a lot more. So
mm,
what I tend to use is a brand called Maria Nyla. And
okay.
with Maria Nyla, it's an orange bottle. It's called Heal Shampoo. And with that, it's actually paraben free and sulfate free. So what you want is, and though I know you can buy lovely shampoos that are really fragrant and they smell really lovely. However,
Mm,
they're going to irritate your scalp. So you want something that hasn't, it's more natural. So with paraben free and sulfate free shampoos, it's actually the best way forward really to actually treat any skin scalp conditions.
okay. More comments coming in. Great for men to take care of themselves too. Fatima, great information. Yes, Shim, thanks. Sue is saying, where is your salon? Yes, Shim, thank you for your advice. But you said you're working from home, so I guess she could inbox you, message you.
Yeah, certainly. I mean, if there's any questions that I can't quite answer as well, I'm quite happy to sort of go through the comments and respond back.
Yeah, and people have written where you are as well. Lovely top tips, thanks. Very useful tips. So interesting, Yeshim, thank you. When I had my hair extensions put in, I was advised to use special shampoo and conditioner to use.
That's correct.
Is that correct? Yulsen is saying that.
Yeah, that is correct because again, as I mentioned, you will need sulfate-free shampoo and
Mm,
paraben-free. So
yeah.
there are certain shampoos and conditioners out there that won't be compatible with your hair extensions. So
Mm,
again, your hairstylist or your hair extensionist will kind of recommend that for you. So there are some Label M products as well, which is a professional hair salon brand. They actually do some as well. So it's just worth double checking what you can use on your hair, because if you're going to be spending money on hair extensions, you want to make sure that your aftercare is
yeah.
actually, spot on as well.
Definitely. We've got lots of positive comments and we're going to get through all of them. I will give each comment a shout out, but we're just moving on. Having more time, you were saying to me yesterday, I thought this was a really, really good point. We can actually use it to our advantage. What sort of things would you recommend people do while they have this time at home to take care of themselves?
So while you've got the time, it's actually quite nice to utilize it. So what I've already sort of mentioned is maybe, just taking a lovely bath, and in that bath, you can make sure that you're using a body exfoliator. So where people don't have time normally, you could make sure that you're exfoliating your body. So you're getting rid of all those dead skin cells, and then you're spending time to actually moisturize afterwards as well, because it's really important that once you come out the shower, you actually moisturize straight after, because your skin will get quite dry again. Also, having really hot showers and baths doesn't really help your skin too. It actually takes moisture away. So you want to make sure it's kind of lukewarm rather than extremely hot, because having it extremely hot will cause sensitivity, and it will kind of sensitize your skin really.
Yeah. And also you were saying about the face masks. Which ones would you recommend that we do on our face?
So my particular favorite one is, let me just have a look. It's called Multivitamin Power Recovery Mask. And this
Okay.
particular product, actually, Victoria Beckham mentioned it in her autobiography. She called it her ambulance in a little tube. And
Okay.
it is literally an ambulance in a little tube, because if you're going somewhere and you kind of feel like, I really want my skin to kind of look amazing, it's full of vitamins, it's packed with vitamin A, C, it's got loads of peptides in it, it's very anti-aging as well. So it's a great product to and it kind of leaves your skin really soft and silky afterwards as well. So you'll notice the difference straight away.
Oh, that's brilliant. Right, we're in our last 5 minutes and we've still got so much to cover, so you're going to have to come back, Yesh. And we said this anyway.
Oh no,
All I
it's
know is
such
out
a
there,
large
there's so
area.
many comments coming in very quickly. Yili, so proud of you. And that's your mum. I
That's
know
my
your mum.
mum.
Musti is saying, I have, psoriasis. What would you recommend, please?
So again, with psoriasis, it's a skincare condition. So
Yeah.
with that, it's kind of actually trying to determine the triggers as well. So what could cause psoriasis? I know my grandfather actually suffers with psoriasis quite severely, and he has to have a light box treatment for it because it's quite severe. But with psoriasis, what I would also say is, again, just staying clear of products that are fragrance. So ensure that it's very natural products. So aloe vera based products are really lovely as well. The Dermalogica range too, because again, it's all hasn't got any artificial fragrances. It's all very natural. So if you were to have, again, if you were to have a bath or something, you could maybe put tea tree oil into the bath as well. That would help. That's quite medicated too. And just again making sure that if you are moisturizing as well, if you moisturize your skin, it's kind of to ensure that it sort of stops the flakiness as well, so it's not very dry, your skin.
Yeah. Shaving for men, what would you recommend? How should they do it just so that they are healthy in their skin and everything? So we're
Yeah,
talking
so
about
never dry shave, because if you're dry shaving, it's going to be far too harsh for your skin. Also, and when you wake up first thing in the morning, you find that your skin's quite puffy, so it needs to kind of settle down. There will be inflammation in the morning. So what I would suggest is maybe you go and have a hot beverage, go and have a cup of tea or coffee, then you can come back to shaving afterwards. But if you ideally can use a product beforehand, so making sure you're using a shaving cream, a pre-product beforehand, it will actually just help with it. And with Dermalogica, I know some people actually go against the hair growth, but with Dermalogica, we say to actually work with the grain. So actually shave in the direction of the hair growth rather than against it. Because if you go against the direction of the hair growth, it can cause razor burns and ingrowing hairs.
Okay, definitely. Right, now, while we're in quarantine, you were saying, we were talking about this. What advice would you give people to feel better about themselves?
So what I would say is what I've been doing every morning. I know initially when I first started, I was in my pajamas as well. I didn't want to put on makeup because I thought, what is the point? But I've been doing all these Zoom video calls and my family's been ringing me non-stop. So I've been thinking, oh, you know, I want to make sure I've got my makeup on. So what I would say is actually just get up and get dressed, put your makeup on, because it makes you feel so much better in doing so. Also, you can experiment. So if you're not normally confident with makeup, here's your opportunity to have a little play with it. So play with eyeshadows, and it's just remember, if you're not really confident, it does actually wipe away, so it's not permanent. But just have a little play around with it, and just dedicate. You've got that bit of me time for yourself, really.
Definitely have a bit more me time. Also, how about sleep? Like, I've been struggling with my sleep. What would you recommend that would help?
Oh, I can totally relate because I suffer with insomnia myself. I know what to do, but it's a case of actually just putting my phone device away and not actually using my phone and electronics. But what I would say with regards to sleep is there is a product called Sound Sleep Cocoon, and it's a night product. You can apply that onto your skin and it actually helps you to actually get sleep. It's got lavender in it, so it's got essential oil. So that could be a night product that you use. Again, if you do have aromatherapy oils, I know that if you suffer with depression or anxiety, clary sage is a really good essential oil to use. So you could apply that onto your pillow or onto a little, like a little towel or something, and have it beside you, or a lavender oil. And that will, because lavender is proven to have quite sedating effects that will actually help you fall asleep.
So
relaxing music as well. In my treatment rooms, when I do facials and massages, I actually play relaxing music in the salon. So that really helps. So meditation music, you can pop it on YouTube, and you can download it. But meditation music really helps as well. Inhalation is another one. So really deep breathing before you go to bed. I actually do it before I start treatments. And with inhalations, it's kind of remembering that when you're breathing, to actually just breathe from the core of your stomach rather than your diaphragm. So you actually, you breathe in from the core of your stomach, you hold it in, you can feel that tension, then you breathe it back out.
So conscious breathing, really. Yeah, we've had that.
It really kind of relaxes you.
Definitely. We're sort of drawing to the end of our program. We've got so many comments. Honestly, everyone in full support. You've got to come back. But just to reassure everybody out there, I mean, I know we've gone through lots of different themes, but we are going to be repeating this, and hopefully Yeshin will be coming back during these quarantine times, and we're going to be doing more programs and going into more depth. But obviously today we wanted to just quickly cover as many different aspects as possible. Musti's put thank you, Yasmin, grateful for the information. Shelley's said hello, well done, lots of hearts. Once this quarantine is over, I'll be with you, your first client. Saying you're welcome. Eminem, well done, well done. I mean, all really, really positive. I think you're really cheering our audiences up today. What specific products, before we go, would you recommend to us?
Specific products, obviously, the ones that I've worked with and I'm trained in, I'm an expert skincare therapist in Dermalogica. So for me to kind of recommend it, I kind of have to use it myself to kind of recommend it to you. So it kind of, without kind of seeing your skin, I'd have to kind of ask you questions to actually kind of find out a little bit about your skin to actually recommend a specific product for your skin type. But there are generic ones that you could use. So if you wanted to kind of start, like I mentioned, special cleansing gel will kind of replace your soap. So that's your cleanser. So everyone needs a cleanser and everyone needs to cleanse, tone and moisturize. That is your 3 basic steps in skincare. So if you cleanse in the morning and then literally you apply a toner, the toner will actually close down your pores, and then you apply a moisturizer afterwards. So that's your prep work before applying the makeup if you're a lady. But if you're a guy, exactly the same way, you'll cleanse, tone and moisturize as well.
Okay, and there's also a website, and I think it's a charitable organisation called Look Good, Feel Better. Can you tell us a little bit about it? Because that really moved me yesterday, and your involvement with that.
Yeah, so Look Good, Feel Better is actually a UK-based charity, and Dermalogica, my skincare company, are in partnership with them. And what it's regarding is it actually treats the side effects of patients that have gone through chemotherapy and radiotherapy. And what they do is they offer workshops. So workshops dedicated to actually treat the side effects of it. So if, for instance, we know that when you have chemotherapy and radiotherapy, you actually lose your eyebrow hair. So they will actually teach you how to draw on your eyebrows. Also, there will be workshops, just to make you feel a lot more better. So there may be ones, you have to double check on this because it's been a little while since I've been in contact with them. But even there may be workshops on how to apply wigs as well. So it's a really, really nice workshop. My actual skincare company, Dermalogica, they actually donate products to them as well. So you get goodie bags to take away with you. So you actually get to try the products as well. So it just builds up your confidence and self-esteem, really.
That's fantastic. Right, we're sort of at the end of our program, but I'm going to try and whiz through some of these comments. Esme is saying, yes, thank you so much. This has been fantastic. So pleased I joined in. Really useful information, ideas and tips. Well done. And I apologize if I mispronounce your names. Najer, brilliant session. Thank you very much. Yeshim. Jill was saying, well done, Janam. Aqua Hair Spa, thank you, ladies. Yilsen, brilliant. Esma, fantastic. Naime, Khalea, hi, beautiful ladies. Thank you, Yeshim, our beauty queen. Yili, thank you, ladies. This has been a very interesting topic. Yilsen, has always been my 3 steps: cleanse, tone, and moisturize.
Perfect.
Naima Color has said, yes, so proud of Yeshim. And don't worry, guys, she'll be coming back because I think we need to carry on with these conversations, really. And maybe once we are out of quarantine, you can come in and we can do some demonstrations as well in the studio. That would be really, really
lovely. Yeah, that would be quite
but it's all positive. You're basically saying use these quarantine times in a positive way. Have more me time. We've got more time on our hands. So be more positive. Is there any lasting few words that you'd like to say to our audiences before we go?
I just want to say thank you to everyone that's been watching the online broadcast. Thank you to my mum. I know she's been a big support. Also, I know that my admin team, they've been logging on as well. So thank you to TCC UK for all your support as well. And my friends and family too.
Yeah, definitely. And we'll definitely continue this. Yeshim, thank you very much for being on my program today. It's been really, really useful and fantastic. Thank you so much. That's it from us from Eurogenge TV. Thank you for tuning in. And later on, we'll be doing our religious program around about 7 o'clock. So thank you, everybody. Good evening. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Welcome. We are Bologna. Calling newlyweds or those looking for a new bedroom set. Venti 5-door bedroom set is not only glamorous and modern, but has storage inside the bed. This bedroom set was £3,700, now £2,395. Bologna, we are here for you.